Good afternoon and welcome to our afternoon briefing. I'm joined here with Chairman Mark Kern and Samantha Bieran from the Health Department. Sam, you have our numbers for this afternoon.
I do, and as we've said in the past couple of days, we're keeping our fingers crossed that we can maintain the numbers that we need, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed for another good week. So as of today, 11,436 residents from St. Clair County have been tested, with 1,662 positive test results, which is an increase of 36 from yesterday, and that does include both males and females from under the age of 10 up to their 80s. We are at 9,716 negative test results, with 58 results that are still pending. And unfortunately, we do have some additional deaths to report today, which does bring our total for St. Clair County to 129. The first was a female in her 80s, and then we had two males, both in their 80s, all who did have underlying health conditions. And as always, our condolences go out to their families. For those who have completed the IDPH required 14-day quarantine, we are at 1,128. For state totals, 1,209,612 have been tested, with 133,016 positive test results, which is an increase of 473 from yesterday. And today the state is reporting 6,326 deaths, which is an increase of 19 from yesterday. For those patients that are admitted due to COVID-related reasons, and these are for hospitals that are in St. Clair County, we are at 42, and 4 of those patients are currently on ventilators. For congregate living facilities that are in outbreak status, and that is 2 or more staff or residents that are either COVID positive or who have COVID-like symptoms. And I'm happy to report that today is the first day in quite a while that we have not had any additional cases added to any of our long-term care facilities. So Atrium of Belleville has 2 cases with no deaths. Bria of Belleville has 48 cases and 6 deaths. Bria of Cahokia has 23 cases and 2 deaths. Caritas Family Solutions in Belleville has 12 cases and no deaths. Caseyville Nursing and Rehab has 3 cases and no deaths. Cedarhurst of Shiloh currently has 12 cases and no deaths. Cedar Ridge of Lebanon has 58 cases and 7 deaths. Yesterday, we did report that Colonnade Senior Living in O'Fallon had 6 cases and no deaths, and we received some information today which changed that number. So today we are reporting 5. It was an address error, so we just wanted to point that out. So they are at 5 cases with no deaths. Four Fountains in Belleville has 104 cases and 27 deaths. Help at Home in Belleville has 2 cases and no deaths. Help at Home in O'Fallon currently has 5 cases and no deaths. Knollwood Retirement Center in Caseyville has 8 cases and 1 death. Lebanon Care Center in Lebanon has 54 cases and 10 deaths. Memorial Care Center in Belleville has 44 cases and 5 deaths. New Athens Home for the Aged has 55 cases and 7 deaths. St. Paul's Home in Belleville has 45 cases and 14 deaths. Swansea Rehab and Care Center has 29 cases and 5 deaths. And TDL Incorporated in Belleville has 4 cases and no deaths. And I will turn it over to Chairman Kern for his update.
Thank you, Sam. We started off our morning this morning with Governor Pritzker came to Belleville to the Community Interfaith Food Pantry to announce a new program that the state has. They are leveraging federal CARES Act funding with the state's 2021 budget to be able to provide water service payments, food, financial management, energy utility bill assistance, rental assistance, temporary shelter, and employment training and placement. All of those programs are going to be bolstered by this additional funding. It can be applied for if you go on the helpillinoisfamilies.com. If you type that in, you'll come up with the papers. We're going to post it on the website. There are applications and instructions as to how to access this funding. Anyone is eligible if their household income is within 200% of the federal poverty level. So they've increased a lot of those numbers, so more people will qualify. We would encourage you, if you're in need, to go take a look at these programs. I think the state has really stepped forward. The announcement was made with all of our state representatives and state senators there to be able to provide for the residents of St. Clair County. So if you need have any questions about that, you certainly can always contact us here. But take a look on our page, and we'll be posting these documents so that you can take a look at them and read them for yourself. And as always, we appreciate the state. They take great interest in the county. They've made us a pilot program for tracing and tracking and give us money to increase the testing in the county. So all these things are going to help us to be able to get through this, and they have helped us get through this certainly throughout this whole ordeal. At this time, we'll go into the zip code reports for today. As always, if you don't hear your zip code, it doesn't mean that you don't have a COVID positive diagnosis in your zip code. What it means is that we're not above the level of 5 yet in your particular area zip code. So in 62059, we remain at 7. 62201 goes up by 1 today to 42. 62203 goes up by 1 to 49. 62204 remains the same at 56, and 62205 remains the same at 65. In 62206, we go up by 5 today to 146. 62207 goes up by 2 to 98. 62208 goes up by 1 to 87. 62220 stays the same at 154. 62221 goes up by 2 to 137. 62223 stays the same at 63. 62226 goes up by 4 to 179. 62232 stays the same at 29, as does 62239 stay the same at 15. 62243 is static at 8. 62254 is the same at 68. 62255 is also the same at 6. 62257 remains the same at 11. 62258 is the same at 17. 62260 remains the same at 13. 62264 remains the same at 51. 62269 goes up by 1 today to 91, and 62285 is also static at 19. Those zip codes, I'd like to see a lot of them remaining the same. That's extremely important. We want to keep those numbers that way. I also want to give a shout out to Gary, who watches us every day from Albers. And even though Albers isn't in St. Clair County, he's getting this exact information, the accurate, up-to-date information from us here every day, and we appreciate Gary tuning in. We also want to wish Herb a good day on his day off, and we're going to turn it back to Brian.
Thank you, Chairman. As you say each day, we continue to watch these numbers. We want to make sure they're going in the right directions. We're staying within the metrics that are allowed, but we're still seeing new cases, so it's still got to make sure we're all wearing our masks, wearing those face coverings when you're in public, keeping that social distance. As we reported last week, we saw the numbers in Illinois having the largest decrease over the past 14 days, and that's because people like those members of Team St. Clair are out there following the guidance, doing what they should be doing, and helping control the spread of this virus while the cure and the vaccine and stuff is being worked on. So,
and the governor today made it clear. He said that we are destined to move into phase 4. We're on schedule, and if we keep doing what we're doing, we will be in phase 4 on June 26th.
11 days. 11 days, and part of that is opening indoor dining.
We could do that standing on our head.
Yeah.
Well, at least I could.
I'm not so sure I could join you in that effort, but I will gladly stand back and watch you try. On the EMA front, we received notice from IEMA that we'll be receiving another shipment of PPEs tomorrow from IDOT, and we'll be working with the local agencies to get those distributed. We'll be joined here in a few minutes by Daisy, who will provide our summary translation to our Spanish-speaking communities, and we'll be back with you tomorrow at approximately 3:30 with our next daily briefing. Thank you.